Hello everyone and welcome to the second dead live stream that we are doing throughout Euro Fantasy. Today it is the quarterfinals dead live stream where we have got a lot of information to go through. Welcome everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a very highly anticipated quarterfinals. There's been so many big teams that have been knocked out. Obviously Italy and Belgium face off, that is going to be a huge match. England versus Ukraine, you expect England to be one of the favourites now to go through to the finals. You'd think England either face the likes of Italy or Belgium as they've got the easier side of the group, but there is plenty of stuff to go through, taking hits, how many points we've got, all that stuff. So have a looking at the team at the moment. This is how it's looking to line up. Obviously we still have Kimpembe, who has been eliminated, but we have taken a couple of hits already to get to this current team. John, hey guys. Hello John, how's it going? Good to see you in the chat. Guys, what do you think of this team? If you guys want to drop your teams in as well in the comments, then let me know how your team's lining up. As I did say in the team selection video, we have gone through a couple of changes in the squad. The first one is we've brought in Harry Maguire for the Ukraine game. I think he could be a shout if England can get their 5th consecutive clean sheet. They haven't actually conceded a goal for the whole tournament. Thoughts on going with no goalkeeper? It could be worthwhile. Like if I would go for any goalkeeper, it'd be probably Pickford. That's the clean sheet locked up. But then you'll get the 6 points for the clean sheet, but then you'll get the -4 for the hit. So it's probably worthwhile taking the goalkeeper who's going to get a clean sheet. So probably a Pickford. That looks good. Yeah, I'm thinking the team's alright. FPL Penguin alright. Flare, good to see you in the chat, mate. Yeah, we love all the support. How's it going with you? Captaining Zuba, thoughts? That he's alright, yeah, that's not a bad shout. We've got Lukaku captained at the moment. Let's have a look. So as you can see, we're already on a -12 hit because we've made 6 transfers. We had so many players get eliminated from the squad. I think we had 8 or 9 players eliminated from the squad. So we had to make a whole heap of transfers, which is obviously not ideal, but it was necessary. Otherwise, we would have been ruined for the rest of the tournament. 2 keepers, 1 defense, and 1 mid. Should I get a mid defender to go with the keeper? Yeah, I'll go for either a midfielder or defender instead of the keeper, I think. Who would you captain out of Morata and Sarabia for today? That's a good question. I'm thinking probably Sarabia because he gets the extra points, and Morata can be very frustrating, obviously. Hi mate, Ferran Torres for Sterling and Damsgaard for a hit. Already owns Sarabia, Morata and Kane. I wouldn't go Ferran Torres because he hasn't started the last 2 matches for Spain. So I don't know if he's going to be starting this one, so it could be a bit risky bringing him into the team. I think probably Sterling is the go. We've obviously got Sterling in our team. I think he's a very good option. He's got himself 3 attacking returns so far. He's been fairly consistent. And whilst he's not scoring good goals, he's always in a position to score goals. They're all going to be tap-ins, but he's got to be there to get the returns. Alien Sports, hello. Hello, mate. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, guys, so obviously, Ferran Torres is starting the lineups out on Twitter. Let's have a look. Let's pull up the lineups real quick. I actually haven't looked at the lineups for the upcoming game. The hit I need to take puts me off Sterling. Yeah, I know, the hits, it's very risky going for a hit. Ferran is starting, yeah, okay, well then that makes him a decent option in the midfield as well. He's probably, what's his price like? 8.1 and Morata. Morata 9.1, so Morata's a million more, so you have to go for Ferran Torres then if you're going to go either the 2 of them. Ferran Torres or Sarabia. Well, I've gone with Sarabia in the team, but Ferran Torres I think is equally as good option. I wouldn't necessarily prefer one over the other. Obviously Sarabia is 0.4 cheaper or 1.4 cheaper. Yeah, so he's 1.4 cheaper. He's only scored 3 points more though. I think probably 𝙗𝙗𝙗, if I'm being honest. 8.1, yeah. So, I'm thinking if you're going to go either 𝙗𝙗𝙗 or Ferran Torres, you could probably go 𝙗𝙗𝙗, but it could be worthwhile doubling up on the Spain attack. It is tempting. I don't think I'd get rid of any other attackers unless, like, that's the thing. Should I take another hit to get rid of Locatelli and bring in? So I've only got 6.5 in that case. I wouldn't be able to afford Ferran Torres. If I got rid of Berardi, 6.9, I still can't afford him. So I'm still nowhere near. But I don't know if I should take another hit because I've got so many transfer hits already. Someone said before, the captaining 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠, Stefan 𝙁𝙖𝙣, in his last 2 games, 3 assists against Turkey and another assist against. So 4 assists in his last 2 games. I mean, that's respectable. Chucking him on captaincy is fair enough. What is the other game on tonight? So we've got Spain versus Switzerland. Then that's followed up by Belgium, Italy. I'm probably going to captain Lukaku. I think just because Lukaku's a safer option, and I think he probably could score more points than the Spain assets. I can see why people are going for Spain and Switzerland players. I've got 8 players eliminated, but I just don't want to go over 8-point hit. Yeah, I think we had 9 or 10 players out because they were eliminated. So our team was disastrous, but we would be fielding nowhere near 11 players if we didn't take these hits. So it looks terrible taking a -12, but it was necessary. Pickford, 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠 or Simon, Maguire, and Pickford, Torres already have Shaw and 𝙗𝙗𝙗. Pickford, 𝙁𝙗𝙗, Simon, Maguire, or Pickford, Torres. I'm thinking. I'd probably go Simon Maguire because that will be a lot cheaper. And you've already got 𝙗𝙗𝙗 in the tax, and yeah, maybe that. Should I captain De Bruyne or 𝙗𝙗𝙗? Well, yeah, we discussed this before. I mean, you could go like the Spain attacker. You could go for the Belgium attacker against the Italy defense, which is very good. Kevin De Bruyne. If I could go between De Bruyne or Lukaku, I'd probably captain Lukaku. Or Pickford, Maguire. I mean, a rocking double England defence is not that bad because they've kept a clean sheet in every game so far, and they've looked very nice. Will Maguire play if he's on a yellow? I believe so. Is Maguire on a suspension now because he's on yellow? Or does it reset? So between De Bruyne and 𝙗𝙗𝙗, I think I'd probably go De Bruyne out of those two. Because, yeah, I think he's probably going to be more consistent. I mean, 𝙗𝙗𝙗, he's a punt, and I think, I don't know many people that will be captaining 𝙗𝙗𝙗 compared to De Bruyne. So if you back him in, then fair enough. But I think the safer option would be De Bruyne. Can we see Maguire? I'm assuming Maguire's playing because there's nothing here to say that he's not playing. So he should be fine. And he's a bit cheaper than Stones. So team's looking decent. Obviously, we've got Schick here as well. We've brought him in. He was one of the 5 transfers, I believe, that we had to make in the squad. I think he's a decent option. Selected by 25% of managers. So his ownership has seen a very big increase recently. 27 points. He's a very consistent performer. He's got 3 returns out of his 4 matches. So returning 3 games out of his 4 games. And he's facing Denmark, so I think that's a good game. Another change we did, we went in the double Czech Republic. I'm really hoping that they can beat Denmark. Simply because I've got Schick and 𝙗𝙗𝙗. Obviously, Denmark have done extremely well throughout this tournament, and I think everyone respects Denmark's effort to get to this far in the tournament without Eriksen. But I think 𝙗𝙗𝙗, he could potentially get a clean sheet, and then he's always got that attacking potential. He plays fairly attacking for Czech Republic as well. 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙗𝙗, we had him in for this 12-point game, which is awesome. Got himself a clean sheet and a goal. He's been very impressive throughout the tournament. Plays out like a left wing back. Sort of plays all over the pitch, Miles, so he's a good option to have, I think. Kimpembe's the only one that's not playing. The part of the team I'm not happy with, though, is this Berardi Locatelli. I had them in the team, And we had so many other players that were injured that we just couldn't remove those players from the team without taking huge hits. Especially 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠. I don't think he's going to start. Unless have team lineups. I don't think team lineups would have been released for Italy, Belgium at this point. But I'm not liking 𝙁𝙗𝙠 in the slightest. Especially Spinazzola, Donnarumma. If Italy get knocked out by Belgium, then that's 4 transfers we have to use just on Italy players. Plus we either have 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠, 𝘽𝙖𝙘𝙠 or 𝘽𝙗𝙗𝙠 being eliminated from that game. England, I don't think England are going to get eliminated, and Spain, I think Sarabia should be safe. So we've got a minimum of 2, 3. We've got a minimum of 3 players being knocked out from the squad this week. If Italy get knocked out, then that's 4 plus 1. So that's 5 at least if Italy get knocked out. So that it's going to be a disaster if Italy get knocked out. The team's going to be worse for wear, that's for sure. I'm thinking it could be worthwhile going for another England asset because they're most likely going to make it through. But with the 0.6 in the bank, I don't like 𝙁𝙗𝙠 at all. If looking at midfielders, 6.5 mil is all we've got, so we can't really go for any premium options. I don't want to go for 𝙗𝙗𝙑. What's he done so far? An assist and 2 assists, so 3 assists, that's decent. Thomas Hulls, I transferred this man out of the team in match day 3, and the very next match day he goes and gets 11 points. For a CDM, he got himself a goal and an assist with the extra clean sheet point. That was heartbreaking because I just didn't think he was going to play. -12 is quite a big hit. Yes, that is a very big hit, but we had so many players out of the team. I've not brought in any Italy or Belgium players because the game is just too risky to predict. 100% agree. We've invested in a whole bunch of Italy players for the previous 3 or 4 weeks. And obviously brought in De Bruyne recently. We've just ended up with 6 players playing in the same game, which is not what I want at all. 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠, that's a shout actually. 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠 could be a shout. 6.1. 15 points so far. He's done very well recently, go outside the box. And an assist, so he's done nicely. 6.1's a lot of money for him. Czech Republic, I rate Czech Republic's defense. I think they're pretty good. If I could get anyone for that price tag, that 6 mil price tag, it will probably be 𝙁𝙖𝙗𝙠, but I don't know it's worthwhile going 𝙁𝙗𝙠 to 𝙁𝙖𝙗𝙠 for a -4. Who do you think is most likely to win Czech Republic? Denmark. I think Czech Republic will win that game. If I'm being honest, that's why I've gone with double Czech Republic. I've brought in 𝙁𝙗𝙗 and 𝘽𝙖𝙘. I think Denmark have been very impressive. They've obviously both exceeded all expectations. But I think Czech Republic should provide the defensive solidarity. Dolberg, 7. He didn't play the first 2 games. Then he got himself 2 goals in the most recent game. At 7 mil. Is he going to play again for the next game? He could be nice at 7 mil. There's a lot of very good mid-price players, except he is playing for Denmark. It's hard to tell. I think Czech Republic should beat Denmark, but there's been a lot of upsets so far. So I'm not sure that's the safest option. Yeah, in terms of midfielders, it's hard. Around the 7 million price tag, you could go Zuba, but I think he'll definitely get knocked out next game. 𝙗𝙗𝙑, I think Denmark get knocked out. Thomas Hulls, he could be good actually. I mean, obviously he's not going to be getting 11 points every week. He plays CDM, so he's not getting that far forward. But I am devastated that I took him out for the game that he got that many points in. So we'll just put him back in. Then that frees up a lot of money, but it's another -4, and he's not going to get an attacking return. So I don't think that's worthwhile. I'll probably just wait till next week to bring him in. But at the moment, Unless I wanted to go Damsgaard in for Locatelli, that could be another transfer that I make. I could potentially go Kimpembe out and get a defender in that's going to play. In which case we have a lot of money. I'm not going to go for Meunier because I've got too many players in that game. I could go for Stones, 4 clean sheets in 4 games. Go the double England defence with Stones and Maguire. That could be a good play. Laporte at 6.2 for tonight's game. Could be nice. He obviously offers the corner threat. I'm assuming he got his goal from the corner. He's a very highly owned defender as well, to be fair. But I think he's right on the price range. I don't know. That's great value for a centre-back. Luke Shaw played the 3 most recent games. Got an assist. So he's looking like a nice option as well. Kalas for the Czech Republic. Clean sheet and assist. I think the teams that are most likely to get a clean sheet have got to be the Czech Republic or Denmark in that same game, to be fair. And then England. Probably Spain as well against Switzerland. They're a shout. They're probably the three best fixtures. And then everyone else. I wouldn't back in Italy. I wouldn't back in Belgium. Obviously not going to go for Ukraine. So if I could go for anyone, I'd probably go either Shaw, Stones. I wouldn't go Class. It'd either be Shaw, Stones, or Laporte. Those would probably be the 3. That'd be the most tempting. Maybe Alba at 6.2. Alba's probably a better option than Laporte. I'm assuming he's got himself an assist here. Yeah. So maybe Jordi Alba. He's right on the price range as well. But I think you'd assume you'd have to back in Spain to get the clean sheet tonight. But it's a very big risk taking another -4 here because, yeah, you expect them to get the clean sheet plus get the 2 points of playing. Stones or Maguire. I think Maguire is probably better because he's 0.2 cheaper and he probably has a higher header threat from corners. He's probably more likely to score from corners, so for that reason he probably goes in. So what do you guys think? Do I take a -4 to bring in either Stones, Laporte, or Shaw? Stones, Laporte, Shaw, or even Alba? Is that worthwhile taking that -4 to bring in Alba? But he'll play the full game. They'll definitely both play the full game. You're saying yes, bring in Alba for the -4, expecting him to get a clean sheet plus the 2 playing points, plus a potential attacking return. So you're banking on the Spain clean sheet, because if Spain don't get the clean sheet, then it's going to be very unlucky. So obviously extremely risky. -16 sounds ridiculous. Sounds absolutely ridiculous. That would leave us with 0 left in the bank. And once again, that's anticipating Spain make it through. I was playing last comment. I think Spain will get a clean sheet. Yep, I hope so. I hope so. Stones or Shaw? I'd go Stones because he's cheaper. Just because he's cheaper, and he could get a corner header, something like that. Shaw will obviously offer more attacking potential, but for 0.4 more, it's probably worthwhile just going for Stones instead. Like the stream. Thanks, Aaron. Much appreciated, mate. Guys, if you have any questions or do you want to drop your team in the comments, feel free. Chuck it in there. We'll respond. But the question is at the moment, what do we do with this spot here, with Jordi Alba's spot? Kimpembe is there at the moment. Obviously, he's out of the tournament, so we've got 6.2 mil. We can take a -4 to bring in a player. Depends if we feel like taking the risk, bringing in either an England defender or a Spain defender, banking on the clean sheet, and then getting the 2 playing points. I could go double England defence, or I could just go singular Spain defence. Who do you guys think is more likely to get the clean sheet? England against Ukraine or Spain against Switzerland? What do you guys think? They're obviously both decent defensive sides, but England have got clean sheets every single game. Spain conceded 0, conceded 1, conceded 0. Then against Croatia, that was a crazy game. I don't think that's going to be happening again. I think conceding 3 goals, having 8 goals in a game. England, yeah. I agree. I think they're probably more secure. In which case, we can save money and go the defensive double up. Stones and Maguire. But we do have the 6.2 mil, so I was saying before either Stones or Shaw. I said Stones, but we do have the budget for Luke Shaw, so if we wanted to, we could go for Luke Shaw instead for the extra attacking potential. They might switch to a back four though. Yeah, that's true, but they're always going to rock those CDMs, whether it be Rice, Henderson, or Phillips. They're always going to rock those CDMs, so you'd think it increases their defensive solidarity. And that is, of course, assuming Luke Shaw plays, because obviously he didn't play the first game, but you'd think he would play. I don't see Chilwell playing over him. I don't see England rocking Trippier and then Kyle Walker across the other side again. So you'd assume that Luke Shaw would play. But watch Stones go get an attacking return out from a corner, wins a header or something like that. Yeah, at the moment that spot's open for either Shaw or Stones, but I think it's probably worthwhile freeing up, take the -4, and get the clean sheet plus those 2 playing points. I think that could be worthwhile. And obviously Luke Shaw did get an assist in his most recent game, so should get the clean sheet and potential for the attacking return as well, so that could be nice for England defence. I don't think anyone else would have the easiest fixtures for clean sheets. Spain against Switzerland. I think Switzerland could probably score. Belgium, Italy, there will be goals in that game. Don't want to go too heavy on defence. Obviously, we've got double Italy defence. We had that already. You could either go Czech Republic or Denmark defence, but I think Czech Republic defence is probably slightly better, and the England defence is definitely most likely. Should I captain Sarabia or Morata? We were talking about this before. I said Sarabia because he gets the extra point for a goal, and he could potentially get that extra clean sheet point. I wouldn't bank on it though. But Morata gets so many chances. He must be the most... That's why I don't want to get him in the team, because he must be the most frustrating player to watch, because he misses so many chances. But I think Sarabia. Aaron's team: Schmeichel, Maguire, Spinazzola, Sarabia, Sterling, Insigne, Berardi, Kane, Lukaku, Ďorbé. Let's have a look at Ďorbé. He could be a nice option at 7 million forward. Yeah, that could be a good differential punt. Only 3% ownership, so he could be a shout as well. I don't mind. That's a good team. That's a very good team. If Immobile doesn't get more than 1 return, do I sub on Kane or keep Immobile on? So are you assuming Immobile either gets 5 or 6? It's very risky subbing on a player. I think once a player gets a return, I think you have to leave them on, as frustrating and tempting as it might be. Is Shaw nailed? I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm not going to be releasing the England team lineups because that's not for a while. I don't really know too much about whether Shaw is nailed or not. But I think if I wanted to go for a nailed option, then I could just go for Stones instead of Luke Shaw. It is a quarterfinal, so England should be running their full strength team. Yeah, Shaw is number 1. You still would expect England to run their full strength team despite facing Ukraine. It's an instant knockout game, so you would expect them to rock their starting 11. But yeah, I think if Immobile gets a return, then maybe keep him on. Because Kane's only got himself 1 goal the whole tournament, and it was an absolute tap-in. So probably Immobile if he gets to return. So yeah, Shaw or Stones. Probably Shaw if Shaw's going to play, which he's most likely going to. I think that's probably the play that we make at this point. So we might lock that in, Shaw, as the transfer, confirm that. Fourth. Australia listed player, that's good to see. So now the main decision is, in terms of captaincy, are we going Sarabia, Lukaku, or De Bruyne? Who are you guys captaining for today's batch of games? Are you going for the Spain attacking options, or are you risking it on the Italy or Belgium attacking options? What are you guys doing? I'm backing in Lukaku because I think it's a bit too risky going for Sarabia, even though he's definitely got the better fixture. He's got 23 points, Lukaku 20. So Sarabia's actually performed better. Lukaku with a 60% ownership. Wow. The only player that Southgate could switch to be Grealish. Yeah. No Ferran Torres, no Shaqiri, you're in trouble. Yes, that is true. We had a lot of players out in the last round, so we had to prioritise the players that were out, which has meant we've stuck with Berardi and Locatelli, which we don't want in the team whatsoever. Ideally, I would want another Spain attacker, but the amount of hits we have to take is just not feasible. Kevin De Bruyne will play or not. I think if he can play, then he definitely will play, because there's no way Belgium don't. They'll definitely risk it. If he's got a slight injury, they'll definitely risk it and play him, because it's Italy and it's a quarterfinal, so there's no way he's not going to play if he's close to full fitness. I might go Sarabia because he's on set pieces. Yeah, Ferran Torres captain, that's fair enough. Morata or Sarabia captain? Probably Sarabia captain. I'm thinking now, Lukaku with a 60% ownership, he's going to be very highly captained. De Bruyne, I don't want to captain De Bruyne. Maybe we go for Sarabia as the punt for the captaincy, and just see how it goes. It'd be fun. It's more entertaining watching the game with Sarabia as captain, which is obviously Spain's the early game, and I think Italy's defence, Belgium, it's hard to tell who's going to win. I think Italy have played so well this tournament. I think maybe Italy could win that game. Should I take a -8 to get a full starting 11? It totally depends on who you're bringing in, I guess. If you're bringing in defenders who's likely to get a clean sheet, Lucas, then that's probably the play. But if it's like a midfielder that you're relying on attacking and return, it's a bit risky. So yeah, Morata, Sarabia captain. I think probably Sarabia is the go. But yeah, if you're taking minus hits, then it's worthwhile going for defenders that get clean sheets for the hits. Obviously, in terms of Morata or Sarabia, they're both very good options as captain. I think 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙠 is a good option. He has 4 assists. Yeah, Zuba's gone off. The last 2 games, he got 4 assists, and he will be very highly differential, so that's making him a good option as well. And pretty much anyone in that Switzerland-Spain game is a good differential captain, because a lot of people will be going for De Bruyne, Lukaku, maybe even Immobile, Spinazzola, or something like that. Should I get 2 England defenders? I mean, it's not a bad shout. We've gone with 2 England defenders in our team. We've just brought in Luke Shaw, so that's fair enough. Should I get 2 England defenders instead of Czech Republic striker? I don't know about bringing, it's not really a straight swap going from defenders to strikers. If you're making a -8 just to make 1 change, then maybe it's not worthwhile. But at the moment, I think doubling the defence is feasible because they should get a clean sheet against Italy. Oh, wait, against Ukraine, sorry. So that is how the team is looking at the moment. Quadruple Italy, not liking that at all. I'm hoping that Italy don't get knocked out because that's 4 transfers we have to use. Probably 3. You'd assume 3 transfers we'd have to use. To get those players out. And then Sufal, Schick and Mail. Either Sufal and Schick will be out or Mail will be out, so that's another one. At least. And then Lukaku, De Bruyne, they could be out as well. I think England are safe and I think Spain are safe, so I'm not too worried about them. But yeah, I think if we want to try and push that rank well into the top 100k, then we've got to start taking some punts for the captaincy. So chuck it on 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙪 and we'll see how it goes. Spain, obviously a decent attacking outfit. They've scored a couple of goals. Didn't score first game, scored 1, scored 5, and then scored 5 again. So they've scored 10 goals in the last 2 games. I think it's a bit rude not jumping on the Spain attack. Probably a double up. Probably a double up, at least have 1 player. Why Sarabia over Morata as captain? Well, Sarabia gets the extra point for the goal, first of all, and he's also on set pieces. Morata will probably get more chances than him, and he's on pens as well, Morata. So not on pens, but he'll get more chances than him, which is why he's more tempting, but I think maybe Sarabia. Sarabia or Pau Torres? That's a good question. I think Switzerland will score, so probably Sarabia. Spain just conceded 3 goals, so Switzerland, they're a decent attacking outfit. They're not great, but they should probably score 1 goal past Spain maybe. So for that reason, probably Sarabia. But it's 50-50 between Morata and Sarabia. Morata will get more chances. Sarabia gets the extra point for the goal. Sarabia on some set pieces. So with 30, how many minutes until the first game starts? I believe it's 30 minutes or so, 36 minutes before Spain-Switzerland kickoff. This is most likely how the team's going to line up, with Sarabia taking to the pitch in that game. He's on captaincy. We've gone with quadruple England because we back them in. I'm liking Sufal. I think he could be a good option. Mail, good option. The quadruple Italy, obviously, I'm not liking. De Bruyne and Lukaku don't have a problem with. So, overall, the team's looking decent. And, of course, got Patrick Schick, Maguire, Shaw on the bench. Guys, so with 30 minutes to go into the first game, let us know any last questions that you have before we wrap up the stream. Also, leave any questions on Twitter if you have any other questions that haven't been answered. So, before we end the stream, if anyone wants to drop any questions, drop their team in for some thoughts, then feel free. Also, just leave some questions on Twitter if you guys want to. Here's our Twitter now in the description if you guys want to leave us some questions there. But this is the team going into the quarterfinals. I think it's a decent team. We've gone with a full squad of 15 players, except there's going to be a lot of players that get eliminated, especially from the Belgium-Italy game, so I'm not feeling too confident for the next week. I believe we get 4 free transfers coming to the semi-finals. So that will free up. If we go for at least 2 players there on the bench that have been eliminated, we should only have to make 2 to 3. We'll hopefully use all 4 free transfers and we should be okay.
Also, if any of you guys play Fantasy Premier League who's watching the stream right now, head over to our Twitter page and post your first draft teams attached to the tweet on the thread. We'll feature your teams in our video, your Twitter handle will be featured, all that stuff, as well as your team obviously. So if you guys want to get that stuff featured, then be sure to check out our tweet.
Yes, we're going to be making a new FPL video of rating your guys' first draft for FPL. So if you have made the team ready, drop it in the Twitter. So this is going to be how the team looks coming into the day, match day 5, the quarterfinals. That's about it, pretty much. Any other questions, just leave them on the Twitter and we can answer them after the stream. But apart from that, I think that's all. We've made obviously that one change of bringing 𝘽𝙖𝙣𝙠 in for Kimpembe, but that's probably going to be the team coming into the quarterfinals. So once again, if you guys have any other last questions, then just leave them down below. But otherwise, that's pretty much all we have for today's stream. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in for the quarterfinals deadline stream. I hope you guys have a good week for the Euro Fantasy. Hope all the captaincies pull off. I hope everyone gets their returns. And I hope you get some good rank rises. So with that being said, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also click the join button if you guys want to become a channel member. Morata or who? Or Morata or Kane? That's such a difficult question, but I think Kane against Ukraine is probably better. Should I captain Morata or Ferran Torres? I'm preferring the Spain mids over Morata just because Morata misses a lot of chances. So potentially Ferran Torres is captain. I think he could be a bit more differential as well. I think so as well. Thanks. No worries, James. Thanks so much for tuning into the stream. Yeah, backing Kane. Despite only getting 1 goal, should be decent. So you guys, click the join button down below if you want to become a channel member to access various channel perks. And if you guys have any other questions, then drop them in the Twitter page. Thank you so much for tuning into the quarterfinals deadline stream, and best of luck for this Euro Fantasy round, match day 5. And that being said, I'll see you guys.